In loving memory of our father Aseh Thangeo, this video was prepared on the occasion of 3rd Foundation Day of Hope Church in Guwahati on July 14, 2019. Proverbs 20 verse 7 says, "The righteous man walks in his integrity, his children are blessed after him." This is the story of Hope Churches in Nepal and India and the Thangeo family. It is the story of blessing inherited from a faithful servant of God, Aseh Thangeo, our father. The story begins in 1942. Father Thangeo was born in Shillong in a military family belonging to Kuki tribe. Brought up and educated in Shillong, later he settled in Sada Hills in Manipur. As a young man, he fell in love with a Christian girl who eventually led his whole family to Christ. He was a man with an exceptional desire for knowledge and learning. A refined English speaker, his visionary mind was captured by Mizo National Front, a movement that began in 1966 demanding a separate state for the Lusai people. When the Kuki people were not included in the final settlement of Mizoram statehood, he gave up the fight and began to rebuild his young family he had left behind. He went on to become a very successful businessman while raising 6 children. In 1977, he encountered Christ and decided to commit his life for the full-time ministry. However, having 6 young children, it was not an easy thing to begin the full-time ministry. For several years, he was torn between the call to ministry and also the need to support his family. To soothe his longing for the ministry, he began to support many Kuki pastors. At one time, he even sold his jeep to support a prominent pastor in the state. Eventually, he made a deal with God saying he would dedicate his firstborn for the ministry. Father Thangeo was a far-sighted man. His firstborn was a daughter, and in those days, especially in the Baptist society in Manipur, women ministers were unheard of. Yet he dedicated his first daughter, Miss Boishi Thangeo, for the full-time ministry. In this picture, Miss Thangeo is standing in the extreme left, the only one with the glasses. By this time, she was doing her Bachelor of Theology in Presbyterian Theological Seminary in Dehradun. After completing her BTS from PTS, she came to Southern Asia Bible College in Bangalore in 1991 for her Master of Divinity. There she met a young pastor from Nepal. Pastor Bhojraj Bhatta was born and brought up in a Hindu Brahmin family, but he had a remarkable conversion experience when he was 17 and had entered full-time ministry by the age of 19. In 1993, January 10, they got married in Kathmandu and began their missionary work from a small rented room. Eventually, this would become a leading church in Nepal with many branch churches. Father Thangeo also extended his helping hand to steady the ministry in Nepal. He personally supervised the construction of a beautiful church building while Pastor and Mrs. Bhatta were absent from Nepal for their theological education. In 2004, Father Thangeo suffered a serious brain stroke that left him paralyzed. For 8 years, he was confined in eastern Sapamaina, the village he inherited from his father. The villagers there were very fond of their chief, and everyone assisted Mother Thangeo to take care of him, as all of their children were out of the state except one. In July 2012, after 8 years of paralysis, the family brought him to Guwahati for treatment, and within 2 weeks of their arrival in Guwahati, Father Thangeo slept in the Lord. It so happened that he was born and brought up in Meghalaya, and when he died, his last remains were interred in a Mar community cemetery at Pelinkata in Rivoi district of Meghalaya. Just in life, so also in death, he paved the way for Thangeo and Vatta family to begin a ministry in Guwahati. Many Kuki and Mar well-wishers attended his funeral. Guwahati was unknown to the family, but Father Thangeo's passing and his burial near Guwahati put a burden in the hearts of Pastor and Mrs. Bata to begin a church in his memory. Within the year 2012, after the passing of the father, a piece of property was bought in Maikuli, and later a house was built for the family to stay. In 2015, Mrs. Bata stayed with mother for 4 months to get the feel for the eventual starting of the church. A prayer meeting had begun at home in Maikuli in 2015. Finally, in March 2016, Pastor and Mrs. Bata moved to Guwahati. The same year, on the 4th Memorial Day of Father Thangeo, Hope Church began with almost all the family members coming from different states and nations. Only a handful of us were there for the first service. Father raised 6 children with a broad mindset that transcended beyond the ethnic boundaries. First daughter is married to a Brahmin, second to a Sema, third to a Kuki, fourth to a Tamang, first son is married to a Mao, and the last one to Mar. It is truly a cosmopolitan family with each speaking a different language. Although they speak different languages and come from different cultural backgrounds, they are a united family. They are truly blessed after their father's faithfulness. First and the fourth son-in-laws are prominent pastors in Nepal and India. First grandson is a pastor, and one granddaughter is also in Bible college preparing for the full-time ministry. Just as the family, so is the nature of Hope Church in Guwahati. Members come from different tribes and tongues. And Guwahati is a transitioning city for many of our members as they come and go. But we are grateful to God for Father Thangeo's life. It is because of his memory that the church came into existence. In 2017, a land next to Father Thangeo's tomb was bought and named Aseh Memorial Mission Cemetery. In January 2018, the family was able to erect a memorial for the father. This cemetery will be used for Hope Church and also for anyone coming from outside of the state and needing a place of rest, just like our father was given a resting place in a Mar community. Hope Church has begun to enjoy the life of its own. From a small room, the church has now moved to a better and a bigger hall. Seminars, meetings, baptisms, picnics, and so many other activities have brought each member closer to the other. Christmas is truly a time of rejoicing, and so is every Sunday worship service. As this video is made on the occasion of 3rd annual celebration of God's faithfulness, within these last 3 years, God has done a remarkable work in Hope Church. God has assembled like-minded believers and very capable leaders. Siddharth is the native of Guwahati, Alan from Kohima, and Puya from Aizawl. Trideep and Manajit are upcoming leaders ready to serve the Lord in whatever area God leads them. Indeed, we are the inheritors of Father Thangeo's blessings, just as Proverb 27 says. As Hope Church steps into the 4th year of her founding, we are expecting God to do even greater things in the days to come. And we would like to continue to enjoy the blessings God has given to us, because the Bible says the children of the righteous will be blessed for 1,000 generations. And with that hope and with that faith in the goodness and the mercy of God, Hope Church is proud and grateful to God for all those who have joined in its ministry.